Hey guys, welcome back. This is Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Battle Angel is making a shit ton of money.
Yes.
Alita Battle Angel worldwide gross soars beyond $350 million. Now, it had sort of a lukewarm reception here in the U.S., but China loves it. Mm-hmm. China loves it.
Lukewarm, I don't think it's any worse than like Solo or anything like that. And the thing is, they weren't projecting this one to do as much as things like... Lukewarm's relative.
Yeah, but this movie was very expensive. It was a very expensive movie. Well, I mean, pretty much everything James Cameron does now is very expensive. But this one was pretty expensive. I think they probably invested a lot up front because they were hoping for sequels so they could recoup some of that cost, mm-hmm. With sequels, inventing the technology and everything like that. Kind of like Avatar. But Alita Battle Angel is proving industry insiders wrong with its box office haul. After being labeled a premature flop, the live-action anime take has managed to wow fans. Live-action anime take. Live-action anime take. That's right, like a take. Like, we're going to do a take in live-action. And it's got the bankroll to prove it. This weekend, new box office numbers rolled in, and Alita Battle Angel is still holding on. The film came in third place behind How to Train Your Dragon and Medea Family Funeral. Alita earned an estimated $7 million after 3 weeks upon release. Even without being able to buy tickets in advance.
Yes.
In most places. A figure that pushed its total domestic gross to a whopping $72 million. Again, not Marvel or Star Wars numbers.
But no one should expect it to be.
Pretty good for, a 30-year-old anime manga franchise.
It doesn't have the pull of the name of Star Wars and Marvel behind it. So, yeah.
This domestic gross is only one piece of the puzzle as Alita... One piece of the puzzle. We'll tell you what the answer is. One piece of the puzzle, as Alita's global total is chugging along at full speed. The movie is airing in more than 80 markets total, and Box Office Mojo reports its foreign box office is being a massive $278 million. If you do the math, it doesn't take much to see that kind of money Alita has pulled in. The film's worldwide gross is an impressive $350 million just 18 days into release, making it the fifth highest gross... Let's bold this, is the fifth highest grossing movie of 2019 so far. Now, we're only 2 months into 2019.
I'm like, let's be fair. I mean, but go ahead.
But it's doing really well, again, for a franchise that's not well known. With reports having called Alita a bomb before it even hit theaters.
Yeah, and with articles going out deliberately trying to tank Alita during the thing, like bashing it for the body shaming and bashing it for not being a strong female character and bashing it for that. There's been a lot of attempts to bash
tank
Alita,
this movie. There have been a lot of attempts.
Artificially inflate other movies, but go ahead.
This reception is more than reassuring. The film's box office will continue to grow through the month, but its total $350 million does overcome Alita's rumored $170 million price tag.
Yep.
So far, 20th Century Fox has yet to announce any plans for a sequel, giving its upcoming buyout by Disney, but fans are hoping the live-action blockbuster will get a sequel before too long.
Might, because Disney has worked with James Cameron before with the Avatar stuff and that. So if it's something that James Cameron's really, into, they might do it because he asked them to.
Yeah, they actually do have a good relationship with James Cameron. I mean, he was their dedication of Pandora. I mean, it's possible if Disney, look, money talks, right? Disney could even look at this and be like, this is another potential tentpole franchise for us. Let's make more of these. And hey, we're gonna have a Battle Angel, theme park attraction or something.
I don't know if they'll go there.
I don't know, but they could totally.
I don't think they're gonna go there anytime soon.
Think that way,
but
not anytime soon.
I'm just hoping that they don't change it drastically from what it is. Is the only thing I'm worried about.
Yeah, it's not. This movie is not a very Disney movie for a PG-13 movie. It is pretty violent. It does drop the F-bomb. I could see them doing a more sanitized,
which might not
take
work
on it. Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, again, this just outlines how important. Well, okay. Well, first let's talk about how it was being called a bomb before it even hit theaters. Alita's marketing was very light. Mm-hmm. Like they really didn't push it that much.
Run it down your throat. Strong female lead. Strong female lead. Strong female lead.
That was never part of the marketing at all.
Yeah.
And look how, I didn't even know when it came out. I thought it was supposed to come out in December. I think they pushed it back, and I'm like, well, I'll check it out, when I get a chance. And then this is one of those movies that, kind of like the original Wonder Woman, the word of mouth helped carry it for weeks. But this is a really good example of the mainstream media trying desperately to tank a movie and throwing everything they had at it. I mean, they were like, oh, it's a sexist movie. It's robo-tits are bad. It's made by men.
Well,
Men
I
don't
think
understand women.
That this is the same issue that I was going to mention in the other video. I forgot to about Captain Marvel is that they keep going by the idea that everybody listens to the pop culture media. That everybody reads it. Everybody knows exactly what's going on. The general audiences across the globe, most do not focus on what the internet is telling them on mainstream pop culture media. They're just going to go if they want to go, and they're not going to go if they don't want to go. And word of mouth is key.
Yeah, I mean, our average people reading the Mary Sue, they don't give a shit.
No, they're not reading comic books resources. They're not reading comicbook.com. They're reading IO9. Most of them are like, when you mention them, they're like, who? What? They don't know. They're just going to go because whether they feel connected to the property or not. And then if they don't, initially, if it comes out that word of mouth says, hey, this is great, they're going to go. If word comes out, this is balls, they're not going to go. I mean, you cannot blame this worldwide global success or failure on people who read the Mary Sue, or people who are against the Mary Sue, for example.
Yeah, and the movie is and again, the Chinese box office is incredibly important. People don't realize this. There are franchises that exist solely for the Chinese box office that they do not do that well in the US, but they do really, really well overseas. Transformers.
Transformers, you can definitely tell.
Perfect example. Other than the first 2 movies, it definitely has had a decline. The last movie, The Last Night, did terrible. Bumblebee now had really good word of mouth, but still didn't do that well in the US because it came out at a really crowded time. But overseas, it did really well.
I was thinking Pirates of the Caribbean
Pirates of the Caribbean's another one where, America sort of lost interest in pirates, but China loves it. Right. So much that the Shanghai version of Disneyland, their Pirates of the Caribbean ride is based completely on the movies. Mm-hmm. So don't underestimate China. And it's so funny because we talked about this in a previous video that people were trying to say that Alita was offensive to Asians. Because it whitewashed these Asian characters.
These characters that never were exactly Asian to begin with.
No, and as many commenters pointed out, in the manga, it's actually stated that all of this takes place in the U.S. It takes place in the U.S. So, Asia loves it. China loves it. It's doing really well overseas. So, I mean...
It broke all kinds of records. Here, it says right there.
Here we go. CBR, if Alita Battle Angel gets a sequel, you can thank China. And you can thank China for Pirates of the Caribbean, too. Although a disappointment at the domestic box office and not exactly a critical darling, Robert Rodriguez's Alita Battle Angel may yet have a shot at sequels due to its commercial performance overseas. Indeed, if the long-in-development manga adaptation becomes the franchise producer James Cameron envisioned, it will be due in large part to its popularity in China. It only earned $62 million, it earned $62 million in its opening weekend in China, breaking records for Fox and IMAX. It's expected to experience a significant drop this weekend, but it's on the way to $130 million total. It's already. This was a couple days ago. Yeah, so it's already over 200 and some million overseas. It's crazy popular. It's crazy popular because, again, this is a movie that anybody can watch. There really are no politics in it. It's eye candy. It's got strong characters, and they talk about Pacific Rim being another one that, now hopefully if they do another Alita, it's not going to be like Uprising, which was shitty movie that ruined. I will never watch Pacific Rim Uprising again. I love Pacific Rim, loved it. That sequel completely destroyed the original for me. It should not exist.
But I mean, the thing is, people too, they're forgetting they're going to get Alita on digital or Blu-ray when it comes out. And people who might not have gone to the theater, a lot of people just wait for digital. And I think you're going to find a lot more people are into it after they see it. And then that's going to, grow and grow and grow. So they do a sequel. You might have a much bigger box office on a sequel because people waited and then they saw it and liked it,
What I think of is Batman with Batman Begins. Batman Begins did okay in the theater. It wasn't phenomenal because a lot of people didn't go see it because they're like, well, Batman and Robin was terrible. We don't want another Batman
Batman
movie.
and Robin was terrible.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
Well, Batman and Robin effectively killed superhero movies for years. But
Sorry, go ahead.
But Batman Begins was actually really good. People didn't really go to the theater to see it. Now, it did have legs in the box office. It did okay throughout the course of the summer as word of mouth spread that, hey, this Batman movie doesn't suck. And then when The Dark Knight dropped, with the Joker and everything, it just exploded. It was a massive, massive hit because so many people had seen Batman Begins on home video.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they didn't go to the theater. And I think you're right. I think Alita, because it's an unproven franchise, the buzz, people will check it out on home video, and then if they drop a sequel, it'll do really, really well because so many people have fallen in love with this franchise. So I don't know. I mean, we'll keep an eye on this, but this is funny because all the hate that the media has been throwing at Alita.
Well, yeah, and I think it's a concerted effort to try to lessen one to raise another, which we keep seeing that is the go-to method. Which is really terrible. I mean, as a woman, I'm like being told you should be supportive of strong female characters, so I am. I'm like, yes, okay, fine. If Captain Marvel's good, we got 2 at the same time. But you're not allowed to have 2. There can be only 1 when it comes to Marvel, apparently. Yeah.
Is this like Highlander? And I do think. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna lie. I think Captain Marvel and the marketing push behind Captain Marvel had something to do with all the negative articles about Alita, because all the bullet points they were pushing were bullet points that are, come from, let's face it, like a third wave feminist agenda. She's too sexy. It's directed by a man.
They're whitewashing.
We're whitewashing Asian characters, even though it takes place this version I think takes place in South America, but the manga was America. I mean, it's just like, it's nuts. It's nuts. And I do think that the media is basically, they've already decided they want, we said before, they've already picked the media. These websites have already picked Captain Marvel as their favorite.
Well, it's interesting.
And they're going to run down Alita to build up Captain Marvel.
It's interesting. As of late, they aren't running down Alita. Did you notice this? Like it shifted when people fought back and were like, "Oh hell no, you're full of crap because this, and this." Now it seems that they're like, "Oh my gosh, look at it! It beat records. We beat what we thought. Look at it! It's so amazing." Because it's almost out of theaters now, and it's not going to be competition for Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that's part of it, and part of it is I think they got to realize, these sites, and I've said this time and time and time again, they do not have their finger on the pulse of the fandom. These comic book websites, these pop culture sites, do not speak for the fans. They don't know where the fans actually are.
It's funny when you say don't put their finger on the pulse of fandom. Well, they put their finger in the air and expect you to put your pulse on it, because that's what they said it's going to be. Like, I'm putting my finger out here, and that's where the pulse is now because I said so. That's how it comes across, does it not?
Yeah, you will like what I tell you to like.
Yeah, I'm not going to find your pulse. I'm going to stick my finger out, and you have to put your pulse. That's where the pulse is going to be because I said so.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
that's my shoulder. I don't care. That's where it is now.
Yeah, these people fancy themselves as being tastemakers. I'm like, you are about 50 years too late for that. That's the way things used to work. But thanks to the internet, people can get diverse opinions. They can get legitimately diverse opinions. And then we see the ridiculous links that these mainstream media outlets go to shut down any outliers, any dissent. And this is going to be really interesting to watch. I think the Alita, if it does become a franchise, if Disney doesn't shut it down, which they might, I don't know, or sanitize it, Alita could actually go on to be a huge franchise because there's a lot of manga they can cover.
Yeah. So anyway.
All right, so we're going to wrap this one up. Thanks so much for watching Clownfish TV. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, rants, gaming videos, art videos, and more. This has been Neon and Geeky.
Bye.
Goodbye. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.